Hi. Wow, it's been a couple of months. It's been a long time since I've picked up my camera, so I'm not gonna lie, it's a little weird filming. I almost forgot what how to do it. So hopefully this video comes out good. But yes, this is a all things summer last minute birthday party for my two kids. We are again sharing this year. Things have gotten a little bit tighter, so now we have to combine our birthdays together. But even though it's last minute, I think that we got some good ideas going. Like I said, this is going to be an all things summer party. It's just a little bit of everything all rolled up into one. I did get started on the Monday before the party, and I did a lot of like deep cleaning, including cleaning my tub and my ceiling fans and just dust where people can see it. But I skipped all that to keep this video kind of short, so I am starting in my kitchen, and right now I am just baking up all of my cakes, and I'm also going to be making all of my buttercream. And one thing I did forget is that this party is bougie on a budget, so even though it is expensive, it's a little bit less than I would normally do. This smells so good. It smells like strawberries over here.
Yep, it does smell like strawberries.
Oh, so good. That smells good. So even though I am combining their birthdays together, I always make sure that they each have their own cake. It is very tempting for me to just do like a two-tiered cake because it would be a little bit less than having two full-size cakes. But I wanted them to each have their own so they could both blow out their own candles, and also so that they can have their own personalities on each cake. So you're probably wondering what I'm doing here. I'm using a potato masher to cream my butter and my sugar together. My hand mixer actually broke like a few weeks ago, so I don't have one, and I really didn't want to keep washing out my stand mixer. So I just decided to do it like this because I've done it before and I know it works. And also a food processor or a blender works as well, but it's just so much easier to just pull out a potato masher and cream your butter this way, and it works perfectly. I've also done this to make buttercream as well. Options, where there's a will, there's a way, and nothing is going to stop me from getting these cakes done. And I certainly did have a lot to do on this day because I made a strawberry cake, a vanilla cake from scratch, and a chocolate cake from scratch that is Pioneer Woman. And so I didn't really have much time to mess around. Also, I made all of my buttercream on this day too, which was a full double batch. Plus, I made another batch for the fillings. Can I just add how beautiful these cakes look? That's one of the things I love about box cake mix is that it's nearly fail-proof.
Hi.
You smell it?
Oh, that does smell good.
Smells good, huh?
Yeah.
Other than doctoring up a box cake mix, there are other ways that you could jazz up a box cake to make it not taste like a box cake mix. And one of those things is use homemade buttercream and also add variants into it. Like for my daughter's strawberry cake, I'm going to add fresh strawberries into the buttercream. Also, I don't know if you noticed, but in the beginning of the video when I was making the strawberry cake, I tapped out all of the bubbles before baking. That helps kind of like condense the cake down so that it's not so airy. And then also with these strawberries, I'm actually what we call macerating them by adding lemon juice and sugar to them, and it's going to release all of these juices and turn those juices into a strawberry simple syrup. And that simple syrup is going to be used to brush onto the cake itself, and that's going to just keep the cake very moist, and so it's not dry or like overly airy, and it gives it more of like a homemade feel because it also gives it like that denser texture. With each cake that I made, the chocolate and the strawberry, I had extra batter left over. So I made an extra 6-inch for each cake. And at first I was going to use them for cake pops and thought maybe I could do like a chocolate strawberry marble situation, which still would have been really delicious, but I was so indecisive of what I wanted really to do with these cakes. I never could make up my mind because I'm the kind of person that takes ideas from Pinterest but doesn't really like to duplicate them for my own cakes. I don't mind doing it for other people, but for myself, I like it to be authentic and original. So I had these extra cakes and like I said, I was going to use them for cake pops, but instead I decided last minute that I was going to use them as a topper for our cakes, and I wanted to turn them into like an island. So what we're doing here is I took some crushed graham crackers and we just coated the 6-inch cakes with all of these graham crackers. And since it was their last day of summer, I decided that they could help me out by covering their own cakes with the graham crackers, and they really had fun and loved doing this. Okay, so I'm not quite ready yet to start painting my kids' cakes, so I'm gonna get started on the cake pop dough. And I'm not going to use all of this right now because I don't think that I need this much. This was actually a lot of cake. So I'm probably going to just start off with half of it. Oh my gosh, the texture of this cake, it feels so good. Look at how sticky that is. Look at how pretty that crumb is. And you could use your electric mixer for this, but I'm just going to use my hand. And I'd never cut the crust off because the crust is just as soft as the cake itself and just as moist. So there's really no point. I am going to be making cake pops later using this vanilla cake, but I made extra because I do want to make these toppers. They're supposed to look like sandcastles, so I used real sandcastle molds to make these, and I actually made a mistake by putting them in the freezer, but you really don't need to do that, and they came out looking pretty good. Not perfect, but pretty good. I just quickly want to mention that if it seems like I'm kind of rushing through this, it's because this video is just to show you like the basic what I did kind of thing. I am going to be doing an updated video after this one and explaining in detail of what I did. But for now, I just kind of want to condense it down just a little bit. So just wait for my next video. If this wasn't enough for you, there will be more details coming up later. You can use an airbrush machine for this part. In fact, I do have one, but I didn't want to take it out this time, so instead I opted to hand paint. I think that an airbrush machine would have looked so much more clean and a lot more nicer, and you probably could have blended the colors a lot better. But I really wanted to hand paint these because it's just a lot faster to do it that way. So that's what I did, and I think that at the very end of it, it doesn't look so bad, and the kids loved it. At this point, it was starting to get really late. Actually, I needed to start thinking about dinner, so I didn't do much more to the cake, but I wanted to try out this little technique here, trying to make like waves. It didn't come out like I envisioned in my head, but it doesn't look totally terrible. But I was getting kind of overwhelmed and frustrated, so I had decided to put the cake away, and I stopped for the day and started up fresh the next day. But the next day, I wanted to take a break from the cakes because I kind of wanted a fresh mind when I came back to these cakes. And so I started doing all of the food prep. I did film a lot of the food prep, including the potato salad, the macaroni salad, the sauces, and chopping vegetables and all that stuff, but I omitted it from this video just to keep the video a little bit more short. But if you guys want to see the prep of that, please let me know and I'll include it in my next video. The only thing I am going to say is that I did forget to take footage of all the food once it was done and set up. So it's up to you guys if you want to see that or not.
Like individual grapes, but still, it wasn't enough. What are you listening to over there? I mean, you always have the best recommendations, so tell me, what are you listening to?
I'm listening to you, Bailey Sarian. I mean, what else would I be listening to while I'm making cake pops? Whenever I have a chance to listen to a podcast style, guess who I'm listening to? Bailey Sarian. I have a couple of others, but I just love the way that she talks about true crime. I also like her dark history, but I like her true crime better. Just something about the way that she speaks just makes it feel not as scary, and she puts it in a different perspective. But anyway, here I am making cake pops, making two different kinds. I'm making vanilla and I'm making a chocolate and vanilla marbled ones. Hi, Emily. She had to come and steal the show here. But yeah, usually whenever I have some... Oh, there's Christian too. Focus, Shell, focus. Okay, here I go. All right, so cake pops. Usually whenever I have scraps left over, I usually will do like a marbled cake pop. It's my favorite go-to. I don't know why. And for the longest time, I preferred to cover my cake pops with a spoon. It was so much easier than dipping the cake pop into the chocolate and the cake pop would just fall right in. But I found that if you tilt it while you dip it and you do it very quickly, and you do it like you coat the sides, it's a lot easier than just dipping the cake pop directly into it. I feel like it makes it too heavy and it falls right off the stick. So I've mastered being able to dip it without a spoon now, and I get way less air bubbles. Okay, so my intention was to make these cake pops look like beach balls. And I found tons of tutorials on Pinterest and on TikTok, and they were saying to use sanding sugar and corn syrup to make the beach ball lines. But no matter how hard I tried, and maybe it's just because I was doing this late at night, just trying to scramble to get it done, but no matter what I did, they did not get a nice crisp line, and I didn't like how gunky they were. And not only that, but it made a terrible mess. So I decided to just pull out some gel food coloring, and I just decided to paint them on with a brush. And they look so much better this way. It's easier too because you can actually see the lines. When you're painting on with corn syrup, you can't really see what you're doing. I'm sure that it would even look better if you used fondant, but I just feel like that's extra work and not a lot of people actually like fondant. Some people don't even like the marshmallow fondant, so I try not to use a whole lot of fondant on my cake pops or my cake. Moving on, I am making a second type of cake pop. This is the marbled one. I use some white candy melt and some dark navy candy melts to make this color. I can't give you an exact ratio. I just used less blue than white. And then I just drizzled them, and I'm stamping them in some crushed graham crackers to kind of give it a beach feel. They look so pretty like this alone, but I wanted to take an extra step. I had a mold that had a bunch of shells, like seashells. I actually made these for my daughter's cake a few years ago when she had the Little Mermaid cake theme or birthday theme, and so I just pulled that mold out. I filled them up with chocolate. You can use fondant as well, and I brushed them with a little bit of petal dust in the color gold, and I just used them as accent pieces. Here I'm showing you the difference on the tops. I tried to stamp them with sanding sugar when I made the little circles on the top to complete the beach ball look. But I didn't like the sanding sugar. Something about sanding sugar just wasn't working for me this time. So I just did little dollops instead, and I think that they came out really cute. Now I did not wrap these like I normally would, so to me they look a little bland, but I tried to jazz them up by putting it in this little pail, and at whatever crumbs I had left from the graham crackers, I just tossed them in that bowl, and I think that they look really nice. Not one cake pop was left over. Man, oh man, has this been a long week, but it snuck up so fast at the same time. It's finally Friday. This is my last day before the day of the party to get anything that's last minute done. So I did finish up a lot here on this day. But I needed to get these cakes finished. And I am going to say that even though I wasn't 100% pleased with these cakes, I am priding myself in the fact that I made most of all of these cake toppers by hand. I don't normally do that when I'm making cakes for my kids because I don't really have the time for it. And when we brought them out to sing happy birthday, my little nephew was so sweet. He was like, Shelly, I don't understand. My mind is blown. I don't get it. How did you do this? And I was dumbfounded. I didn't even know how to respond to him. I was like, I don't know. I just did it. I was thinking in my head, they're not even that great. But he was like, you blow my mind. Every single time you make a cake, you always just go above and beyond. It's just so amazing. And I was like, aw, how sweet. He really took a liking to these cakes, even though I beat myself up so bad about it. But when I take a step back and I look at the work that I put in, it really didn't look bad. They really did look nice. Like I said, this isn't the work that I would do for someone else. I know I would do so much better. But when you are on a time crunch and you're doing so much, there's only so much you can do. And yes, I made that turtle by hand and I painted it. So my kids were really happy and it turned out so pretty. And I didn't even sit them on the table this time. We just brought them out when we sang happy birthday.
David wanted a fresh start, so he moved away from Portsmouth and he moved to the town of Tunbridge Wells.
At this point, I'm starting to feel delirious and so tired. My body feels puffy, my face feels puffy, but I must continue if I want to get this party done on time. So we started in the kitchen, and basically this is the only area that we decorated. I cleared it all out and we went with the Aloha theme. I really love this backdrop. I got it off Amazon along with the tiki bar sign. It actually lights up, and I just think it adds so much character, and we love how simple we went, and it just looked perfect.
Order that's supposed to be in the
Let's take it Oh, the silent room, or no, the quiet room.
Quiet place.
Yeah.
Quiet
place.
Will Katie make it through quiet place? Or quiet? Nope, he's gone. Nope, we're dead.
We did.
We're dead.
You killed us, John.
John, we're dead.
Let the light in, let it flow through my mind. New beginnings, it's about time. Hello, hello summer. You make everything better.
I've mentioned time and time and time again that I love getting my kits or my balloon arch kits off Amazon. I just think you get a better bang for your buck. But this time, I am going to say, I don't know if maybe I was just trying to go too simple, but this kit did not have enough balloons for this little arch. Thankfully, I have a storage filled with balloons, and I was able to find some extra balloons that kind of coordinated with them, so I was able to fill in the gaps. And I had some punch balloons that shockingly match the colors of the balloons perfectly. So those larger balloons are actually punch balloons, and it's my favorite way to create those bigger balloons to give it like accents. The sun did come with this kit along with those beach balls.
The big one. Only we got 2 of them. What?
What's that?
Oh, hell yeah. I'm still some kids, right?
You guys, I don't know what was up with me, but I went on this shopping spree just for candy, and I searched high and low. I went to Dollar Tree, Walmart, dude, I don't even know where, Dollar General. I found candy everywhere. And so I bought them so much candy because we didn't have a piñata. One, because we don't really have anywhere for the kids to actually hit it. And for 2, it's added extra cost, and we were just trying to save money. So we didn't do that. But I bought so much candy that there's so much left over, I don't even know what to do with.
Can we dare? We did.
Oh, you did it! I got that on camera!
That's awesome.
Ah, 2 for 2!
Ah!
1, 2, 3. We need to do it one more time. You gotta do it in light.
Joey, promise me something.
Good job. Look at that one.
I backed the shit out of it.
That's fucking
Oh, good morning, everybody. I did not get any sleep last night. I am so tired, but it is the day of, and I still have plenty of things that I need to do today. Like we're so close, but not close enough, you know. But this is my last day that I have to stand on my feet all day and work. After I'm done doing all this, I'm gonna be rewarded with a good time with my kids. I feel blessed that I was able to put this party together, and even though I am exhausted and I don't look that great, my face is puffy, my face is red, I'm not sleeping very well, I have a headache, my ears are ringing really loud right now from lack of sleep, my feet hurt, I feel like I haven't been eating properly, I haven't drank enough water, which I'm gonna attempt to do today. I probably should drink some electrolytes. Even though all those things, it's still worth it to me to be able to produce these birthday parties for my kids. So let's just get this day going. Okay, so I know that I told you that I was going to save food for the next video if I choose to put it in or not, but I really want to show you what I did to this watermelon because I think it just looks so cool. So backstory is, back when I was like 14 or 15, my mom made this watermelon basket and she took it to one of our family's baby showers. And it's been engraved in my memory for years, and it's always been something that I wanted to try. So as I was browsing through Pinterest, I saw a few different types of watermelons that were carved for summer barbecues, and one of them was this shark. And I thought, hey, I could do that. It looks fairly simple. I couldn't find the exact tutorial to figure it out, but I was able to figure it out just by looking at it. And I think that for my first try, it looks super cool. So I wanted to make sure to share it with you guys here because I want you to know that no matter how hard something looks, if you put your mind to it, you really can do something.
Ah, that looks so cool. Ah!
Well, this is it. We had 1 hour left, so we were scrambling to put the rest of this stuff together, including this fruit tray. I did try to go a little different with my fruit tray this time and try to work with some exotic fruits like this papaya.
that no one seemed to really like, so note to self, will not be buying papaya again. Sure did look pretty though, and it was like nature's candy sitting out on the table. But yeah, I mean, for a smaller party and not as elaborate as usual, everything just came out so amazing, and I look forward to our next party. I know that I'm trying to slow down on the partying, but I am going to be having a Halloween party because I just gotta. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. Please stay tuned for the next video. Hopefully you'll like that one. It's going to be a little bit more elaborated and a lot more face-to-face interaction. Well, thank you for spending some time with me. I love y'all. Take care of yourselves and remember that mental health is very important. And also remember, always shine bright. All right, guys. See you next time. Bye.
Okay. This music is annoying. Right? Working overtime.